Every gardener eventually meets a weed so aggressive and stubborn that it feels like it's trying to take over the entire garden. For many of us, that weed is bindweed. Once it gets its roots into your soil, it winds itself around tomatoes, climbs your trellises, smothers perennials, and spreads faster than you can pull it. If you've ever fought bindweed by hand, you know it grows back with a kind of vengeance that makes you wonder whether anything can truly stop it. That's exactly why so many gardeners turn to one of the simplest, yet most effective natural solutions available: white vinegar. Before talking technique, it helps to understand how bindweed behaves. Unlike most weeds that grow from a single taproot or shallow root mass, bindweed spreads by deep, rope-like roots that can travel several feet underground. Every small piece of root you leave behind becomes a new plant. That's why pulling it can feel like a losing battle. But bindweed is extremely sensitive to acidity. A direct hit of acetic acid weakens its ability to photosynthesize and disrupts the structure of its leaves and stems. When applied correctly and repeatedly, white vinegar becomes a tool that slowly starves the plant and reduces its regrowth. The strength of the vinegar you use makes a big difference. The typical 5% household vinegar works on young bindweed shoots, but mature bindweed laughs at anything that weak. For established plants, you'll want a cleaning vinegar that contains around 10% acetic acid. Many gardeners also enhance the effectiveness by adding a small amount of dish soap. The soap breaks the surface tension on the bindweed leaves, helping the vinegar stick and absorb rather than sliding off. The mixture is simple. 1 liter of 10% vinegar mixed with 1 tablespoon of plain dish soap. No water dilution is needed. The goal is a concentrated, direct contact burn. Timing is another critical part of making this method work. Bindweed is at its most vulnerable when it has plenty of leaf surface exposed and is actively pulling energy into new growth. That means the best time to spray is when bindweed vines are stretching out across the soil or climbing up your other plants. Morning is ideal because the sun works with you, intensifying the drying and burning effect throughout the day. Avoid spraying before rain or during windy conditions, since you want every drop to stay exactly where you put it. Application requires precision and consistency. Bindweed can wrap itself around valuable plants, so you never want overspray touching leaves you intend to keep. Many gardeners slip a piece of cardboard or a plastic shield between the bindweed and surrounding plants before spraying. Others use a small sponge soaked with vinegar and lightly swipe the leaves instead of misting them. Both methods work, as long as the plant receives a full coating. After the first application, you'll see the leaves yellowing and curling within a day. That's a good sign, but it's only the beginning. Bindweed roots are stubborn, and they will attempt to send up fresh green shoots. Each time you see new growth, spray it again. Eventually, repeated vinegar shock depletes the root's stored energy. Some gardeners, combine vinegar treatment with a light mulching strategy. Once the tops have been damaged and weakened, covering the area with a thick layer of wood chips or straw blocks sunlight and, further starves the roots. This combination, vinegar on top, mulch above, creates a 1-2 punch that weakens bindweed from both above and below. It won't disappear overnight, but with persistence, the plant's regrowth becomes smaller and less vigorous each time. Many people see dramatic reduction within a season and near elimination by the following year. A practical example really helps clarify how much treatment is required. A small patch of bindweed about 1 square meter in size usually needs, 3 to 5 vinegar applications over the course of 2 to 3 weeks. A larger infestation, such as a garden border that's been invaded for years, may take several months of consistent management. The key is not skipping new shoots. Every green leaf is a solar panel feeding the roots, so every leaf you kill brings you one step closer. White vinegar isn't magic, but it is one of the most controlled, inexpensive, and accessible ways to fight bindweed without resorting to synthetic herbicides. It works because it lets you attack the weed repeatedly and precisely without disturbing the soil or spreading root fragments by pulling. Gardeners who stay consistent with this method often report the first bindweed-free season they've had in years. If you found this guide helpful, Make sure to subscribe to Gentle Herb Gardening and share this with a fellow gardener who's tired of bindweed taking over their space.